So welcome again. We are recording. This is going to go up onto our YouTube channel and our Facebook page as well. And today we are talking about the manufactured home sale and purchase. So by a show of hands, or maybe in the chat box there, how many of us have been a party to a manufactured home sale or purchase? Yeah, those are a little bit different. Yes? Some different disclosures that are out there, some different paperwork that's required. I like to provide training for things that we're actually doing right now. So it's been a while, haven't closed a manufactured sale for myself. I don't know, maybe it's 2 years ago, but I had a client who wanted to make a purchase of one. So we're wrapping up a purchase here at the end of this week. And so I thought it would be a good time for us to come back and review what we haven't taught on since actually 2019 when I go back and check our recent trainings. So this is going to be a great opportunity for those of you who haven't closed a transaction with a manufactured sale in some time, or who have never have, to be able to just refresh on what all is required and needed in the manufactured home sale. All right, so we're going to get started. I did provide us a little bit of what do you want to call it? Well, the brain's just turned off completely, but that's okay. It'll come to me as soon as I get it up on the screen here. I wanted to share with us our screen. Here we go. Oh, snap. Hang on a second, guys. I don't want this on the screen up here. Stop that. Here we go. I'm just going to make some adjustments on the screen for you guys. It's going to work out better for me if I put it on this screen. I slide us over there. Okay. Now, there we go. I like that better. All right. Wanted to make sure that I'm looking at the screen and not looking over at my second screen while we're training. So this allows me to do that. So we're talking about the residential listing agreement. Now, as we all know, the RLA, the residential listing agreement, as we know it, did receive an update. It is going to be for June of 2021. So this is going to change ever so slightly, but not so much that it's going to affect us as far as this training is concerned and moving forward. What I'd like to bring to your attention is what you see here on the screen is whenever you take a listing, so we'll start on the listing side for a manufactured home, is you want to check this box right here. We've circled it for you in red. We put a little arrow by it as well. You don't just go take a residential listing agreement for a manufactured home and not check that box, because Zip Forms is going to populate for you the manufactured home listing addendum. All right. That's the only thing that you need to do that's different on the residential listing or the RLA from any other regular listing that you're going to take when it comes time to a manufactured home. You just have to check that box right there. All right. With that box being checked, like I said, we just jump straight on ahead into that addendum. All right. So in that addendum, there's a couple things that I want to go over with you that I hope that if you're not familiar with, we can familiarize you this morning. Is this property is. So all the standard information goes to the top of the screen, as you'll see right here. The property address, the sellers and the broker, all that goes there. But then you've got to determine what you're actually selling. Because believe it or not, there's 3 different types of manufactured or mobile or modular homes, as they're calling them. All right. The first one that you see right here, someone step in here. It looks like who's not muted, who can talk to me. Shay, can you talk to me? What is that first arrow pointing to on number 1 under personal property manufactured home? What does it say there in bold under number 1? Test you guys. See who's paying attention. Are you still muted?
There. Hello?
Yeah, there you go.
It says on leased or rented land.
Very good. On leased.
Paragraph 1A3 or space number.
Perfect. Absolutely. So
I can't hear you. Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you not hear me?
No, I can. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Very good. So we're talking about leased or on rented land. That's a manufactured home that's in a park where they're paying space to rent out that property. You're paying a lease. Let me just mute this real quick. where they're leasing that space. So they don't own the land where that manufactured home is located. That's one type of manufactured home. Another type of manufactured home is going to be number 2, where it says a manufactured home to be sold with real property. That is where the manufactured or mobile home is sitting on land where they own that property. Everybody follow me there? Mm-hmm. 2 different types, but it's really just sitting there. It's not attached to the property. And that's what brings us down to B, real property manufactured home. We're going to read this. It says a real property manufactured home is one that meets the following requirements. And you can look up safety code 18551. I read that this morning just for a refresher if you want to be absolutely just bored out of your mind. But basically it states that it is a manufactured home that is attached to a property, has had a building permit, has a certificate of occupancy attached with that property. That's typically what we're seeing, but it's not all the time. So you want to know the difference of what type of manufactured home you're actually taking a listing on. Everybody follow me on that one there? Haven't lost anybody. Very good. Now once you've determined which one you're taking. Now, I know how they have this box here in the middle, all right? This little box here in the middle. This actually pertains to those that are not necessarily attached to the ground, but you still want to fill this out because you're going to put this information into the MLS. There's some data that you need to collect on this manufactured home, all right? There's a manufacturer's name. We're under additional description now. There's a model number. There's the date of manufacture and the first sale date. All of that information, you're going to be like, where do I find that? Your seller. They should have that information for you, and you can put that information in here. All right? The property is on local property tax roll or the Department of Housing. So I think I should be able to. Share this for you guys real quick. Should be able to make some adjustments on this screen for you while we're actually working here. Let me see if I can do this for us. I want you to notice something. The property is, I'm circling this guy right here. Boom. Hang on. I gotta make this here. Cover anything up. There we go. Wow. The property is located on the property tax roll. That means it has an APN number or the Department of Housing and Community Development. All right, again, on a manufactured home, you've got 2 different types here. Those that are attached to the ground, they've got an APN number attached to them. You're going to be able to call title and get a prelim on that property when you go to list it. For one that is not on a tax roll, that's only connected with the Department of Housing and Community Development, or the HCD, it's kind of like buying an RV, if that makes sense to you. All right, you're transferring title to that. Now, the one that we're actually working on right now is quite unique because it's attached to the ground, but it's built in 1972. So it's actually registered with the Department of Housing and Community Development, meaning that the buyer is buying the land. And so land title is transferring with title. So they're getting title insurance on that. However, the property, the actual manufactured home or mobile home, is registered with the Department of Housing. And so they're actually transferring title from there. It's separate. All right. Everybody follow me? I know it gets a little tricky, which is why we're having this training here. So when we're in escrow here, there's 2 separate things that are going here. I've got title doing their thing for transferring the land. And then I've got HCD doing their thing, transferring the title for the actual home. Everybody follow me? And so you're going to check the box here as to which one it is that you are taking a listing on. Open up my chat box over here. There we go. Rebecca says her brain hurts. This is a bit crazy with these manufacturers. We don't do a lot of them. And again, because we don't do a lot of them, it's important for us to go back and refresh so that when this comes up, because I'll tell you right now, when I went to take this, to write the offer for this one here, my client says, I'm interested in manufactured home. I say, okay, that's fantastic. We're going to go ahead and write your purchase agreement. And then I was like, wait a minute. I need some more information on this purchase agreement. And we're going to get into that, what you need different on that purchase agreement than from a standard purchase agreement. Now, once you've determined what you have, there's the approximate width, approximate length. You can put that in there as well. But then there's these things right here. There's these serial numbers, the HCD, the decal number, and the label or the insignia. Now, what is that and where do you find it? Does anyone know what that is and where you find it? Who can talk to me? Where would I find the serial numbers and the HCD decal? Talk to me, team.
Isn't there a plaque? There's like a plaque or something on the property, and it should have like the information, but sometimes people paint over it or it gets removed for whatever reason.
Oh, there you go. So we provided for you so that you know what you're looking for. This is what they give you. Like if you've never sold or one of these or had to purchase one of these, we don't know what this stuff is possibly. So the top left is typically going to be a decal. It could be black like this. It could be white, but it's typically going to be from the manufacturer. It's going to have information in regards to the manufacturer of that. Its serial number, as you'll see here as well. Let me see, bring out my little highlighters so I can start drawing on this for you guys. So we all can see. There we go. Cool. So we've got a serial number right here. Everybody see my serial number? You've got that. If you have multiple units, so there's the single wide, there's the double wide, and then there's the triple wide. Each one is basically a separate home, so to speak. All right. And so when you put them together, each one is going to have its own serial number. You follow me? They're also going to have this, the HCD, what are we calling this right here? Insignia or label. And so it's got this number right here that you're going to need to grab as well. And you're going to put all that information on that document we're just looking at. So there could be a couple here when we're talking about this. We've got the serial number, which is here. All right. We've also got the HCD label, or we've also got the insignia over here. So that's orange, so that's not going to show up at all. No worries. We can change the color for you guys. All right, you've got the insignia number here. All right, everybody follow me there? You're going to look for these on the exterior of the property. They're typically going to be on the exterior of the home. That's where you want to go look for these on the corner here, on the front of the back, or it could be over here by the door as well. This is where you're going to look for these decals to collect this information. You need this information because especially if you have one that's registered with the HCD, Housing Community Development, they're going to need this information to transfer title. All right. So I just wanted to provide that screen with you so you could all see where do you find this? What does it look like? So when you go to one of these homes, you're looking on the outside of it to get this information. The home seller may not know where that information is. And so it's up to you as an industry professional now to be able to locate that and get it on your documents. Let me just go ahead and screen up. There we go. So here we are where we were talking about it before, where we're going to put that information. We're going to put that, the HCD, the license or the decal number goes right in here. We've got the serial numbers that can go right here. Again, you've got all these lines because it could be a single wide, could be as what we call maybe a double wide or 2 units or a triple. And so you have an opportunity to put in all three right there. The label of the insignia, now this is where it can get a little bit confusing. All right. And so I'll try to explain this as best that I can. So there should be one HUD decal number. That's this one right up here. All right. But each of the units should have a label or an insignia number. All right. You follow me right there? For each unit. So make sure that you're looking for that so you're able to properly fill that information into your listing. Why do you need that? Well, because if you scroll down, I'm going to go right here on the MLS. All right, we've got an example of one right here on the MLS. When you're inputting your information, the buyer of that is going to need to find that information, and here's where they're going to find it: serial and license numbers. So I've highlighted and circled them for you there. That's where you put them. So the serial numbers are here. You'll get those, you'll put them in. You see the license or the insignia number there that correspond to each serial number, but there's only one Department of Housing and Community Development. There's only one of those numbers, quite possibly, okay, that you'll see there. So all of that goes onto the MLS. You follow me there? Very important for us to collect this information. Sometimes in one of the cases where I represented a seller on one of these, we actually went in and they actually had it inside the house was a piece of paper, and she gave it to me there. We were able to find it because it actually wasn't on the exterior of the home at all. So make sure you're having that conversation with your clients. All right. Now, who's going to win the prize? We're going to give out a prize today for those who are paying attention. All right, we're going to give out a $10 gift card to Starbucks. All right, sound good? I'm going to give a $10 gift card to Starbucks. Who can tell me the year and date for when a manufactured home is eligible for financing?
Ooh, it starts with 19.
1978.
Okay, 1978. We're close. Looking for another year and date. I'm looking for a year and date because we need to know this when we're talking about manufactured homes, because if I'm trying to get my buyer to get financing, I gotta have the right date. Who's got that for me? What year and date?
June.
What's the year and date for me?
June 1970.
June 15, 1976.
76.
I was gonna say that.
76. Who said 76? Was that Dawn that said 76 first?
That's cheating. She has inside scoop.
I go to the stores.
Dawn is our winner for our $10 gift card to Starbucks. It's June 15th, 1976 is the date for financing on manufactured homes if you're looking for FHA or VA financing. All right. So I want you guys to remember that when you've got clients that are out looking for manufactured homes, and we come across some older ones that are there, they say, oh, I like this one over here, and say, okay, we're pre-approved, FHA, whatever the case may be, but it's built in 1972. The likelihood of them getting some financing for that is actually about 0, right? And the reason why is because they're considered basically mobile homes at that point, not considered manufactured homes, anything built prior to June 15th, 1976. Now, next question. When you put a foundation, here we go. Let's give out another $10 gift card to Starbucks. Everybody's paying attention. Another $10 gift card to Starbucks, okay? People are actually paying attention in training because I'm giving away things today. What do you know? When a manufactured home is on a permanent foundation, what is that known as? Well, I'm looking for it. What is it called?
433.
Oh, there it is. 433. So
let me mute Rebecca. It doesn't help the agents.
The agents are here listening, right? Perveen's taking notes, Shay's taking notes, Megan's taking notes, right? Everybody's taking notes, right? I really hope so, that you guys are taking notes and we're getting information. It's called a 433A cert. All right, and you'll see that there. If I can go over here, if I can get my mouse back over here working for me, you'll see that on the MLS. All right. You see this guy right here? See this one here, we don't have it. Out of the way. Screen over here. Here we go. I'll circle it for you guys so you can see it. We'll put it in red so we don't miss it. All right. Certified 433A. You see there, it says no. This property here is not available for traditional financing. Doesn't have, and it's built in, you'll see the year that it's built also, 1972. This one right here, fortunately for my guy, is a cash deal, so we don't have to worry about any of those things. But for financing, that's going to be something that you need to share with your clients. Hey, you know, this isn't really going to work for this particular property because it doesn't have a permanent foundation and it's built prior to June 15th, 1976. Okay. Everybody follow me on that one right there? Very good. Bring these things up on the screen so you can see them. And of course, hopefully answer any questions that you may have. Now, answer me this question right here. Who's got a connection? All right, maybe you don't have one. Take notes. If you have a property and it does have a 433 cert, but maybe there's some issues, some structural problems that you need going on with it, you need to have a connection. Okay, and so we're going to put this in the chat for you guys right now. Somebody who can type for me while I'm talking. All right. PermaBrace. It's the only one that I know. It's the company that I've worked with in the past. They're called PermaBrace. And Wendy is over there at PermaBrace. The number is 951. So someone type this in the chat for us. 951-243-9373. All right, 951-243-9373. Thank you so much. That's the right number. That's PermaBrace. You want to talk to Wendy over there. They can help you with any of the questions that you're going to have as far as a coming out, getting a certification for you if you don't have one, if the information, if it already has a 433A, but somehow something's missing and they can't find it and the lender needs it, if they need to do some repairs to it, you want to have them come out and call them, talk to them, and they'll be able to help you with that process. All right. Thank you so much, Rebecca, for throwing that in the chat for us. So we've looked at the RLA and the manufactured home listing addendum that goes with it. We've talked about the year that it must be manufactured in order for it to obtain financing. We've talked about also the 433A cert that it must have as well. Be advised, also for a manufactured home, when this one here is getting sold. Now I called Car Legal, all right, and I'm waiting on a call back. So it takes a while. But just so you're familiar with this, we're gonna scroll down just a little bit. Typically on a manufactured home, I've seen it here that we have a different TDS, okay? Now this was dated way back 11/2010, so they haven't updated this anytime in the recent years, but you'll see it right here, and let me just circle that for you guys so that you can see it. This is the date that you see that it was revised. With my little marker. Come on, buddy. There you go. That's when it was last revised, 11/10. When your seller is completing a transfer disclosure statement, it is not the standard TDS. It is the MHTDS, the Manufactured Home Transfer Disclosure Statement. You want to get the right one. I was like, I wonder, do they still really use this? Everything in the past, I've used it. I didn't know if there's been any changes. I know there's been a lot that's been updated recently in some of our disclosures. But for now, because I haven't heard back from Car Legal to tell me different or otherwise, this is what you're going to want to use. So I've just given you an example. It's very similar to that one of the standard TDS. I put it in here for you to see, but you want to make sure you're using the proper document. Got a hand up. Is that true? Is that Rebecca? No, she's looking for something. All right. Rebecca hadn't said anything either, so it looks like, or Felipe, so it looks like I'm on the right page, so nothing's changed there. So just making sure that that's just to make you aware of the differences that exist for a manufactured home disclosure versus a standard sale, regular home disclosure. All right, checking off my boxes over here, making sure I'm not missing anything for you guys this morning. What I'd like to drag up for you here is I'm going to throw up the MLS on us. All right, I pulled some things up. Got another screen I'm going to share with you. Everything should be here. Looks good. There we go. Let's go with this one here. Should be able to see my my screen now. I've got the MLS open. Now, I believe it's one of these guys up here. It should have been one of these. Yeah. I'm going to pop this screen open right here. And what I want you to notice is that not all manufactured homes have or own the land, as we talked about, and sometimes there is a space rental, okay? You've got to pay monthly for that. So you may own the manufactured home, but you're basically leasing the land that it's sitting on. You'll see here for the land lease on this one here, it is going to be $725 a month. So these are things that you want to be able to share with your clients when they're looking again at manufactured homes, that there's a space rent that sometimes is applicable. And it says right there, the land lease frequently, again, it's right there. It is 1 month. All right. Something that you want to be known, that you want to be aware of and sharing with them. Not only is there necessarily always a, the space rent, but there also could be, in this case right here, there is no HOA fee, but there could be HOA fees as well on top of the leasing of that space. All right. Any questions on what we've covered thus far? Everybody follow me? Nobody's asleep just yet. If you want more information on, let me see if I saved it for you guys. Here it is. Nope. Here it is. You want more information on like registration and titling with a manufactured home with the Housing and Community Development, go to what you see on the screen, hcd.ca.gov, and you can go down here, registration and titling, and you just go down here to transfer, title, and search. You can open this guy up right here, and it'll give you all the information that you could possibly want to read in regards to the transfer of search, rather transfer the title for a manufactured home that has title with the Housing and Community Development. These are separate from those that do not. All right, again, distinguishing the difference between those that are real property attached to the land is basically residential, single family, so to speak, versus those that are just basically a mobile home on land. All right, those mobile homes on land, that title is transferred here. And just so you know, I just learned this. So again, I'm always here to share with you as I'm learning as well. It's quite interesting what takes place. Explain this to your clients. When they're purchasing a manufactured home, and title is held at HCD, typically title is transferred at the close. So when everything's recorded with the county, everything is in your buyer's name. In the case of title being held with the Housing Community Development, it can take anywhere, they told me yesterday, 6 to 8 months for title to be transferred. That's how far backlogged they are. So they'll own the land, it'll be in their name, and they'll actually legally own the manufactured home or the mobile home. However, the title just won't be in their name at the California Department of Housing and Community Development. All right, everybody follow me on that one there? Very good. That's what we got so far. That's checking all my boxes for the listing side. Also, though, I do want to bring to your attention the park may have a special approval that needs to take place. So you want to make sure that when you go into, you take a listing for any of these homes that are in a park, you want to see what the park requires for approval for those particular buyers. So you can disclose all of that also on the MLS. So you've got HOA, you've got park approval. There's a lot that goes into these manufactured homes, and don't forget that park approval. So you want to inquire about that when you take that listing. All right. Any questions on what we've covered thus far in regards to a manufactured home? Everybody follow me?
We've just discovered discussed the listing stuff of it, right?
That's it. That's all I've talked about so far.
Okay.
We good? If we're good, I'm going to share a screen again real quick. We're going to jump back into my docs that I've got here. That's the listing side. I'm going to scroll back down here. Now we're going to get into, we've talked about everything on our agenda for the listing. Now we're going to talk about the manufactured home purchase agreement. Now, things are going to change. All right. They're going to change here in the next 6 months. But for now, we are still using the manufactured home purchase agreement for writing offers on a manufactured home. The new RPA will actually encompass everything. However, that is not coming out until December of this year. So right now, for the next 6+ months, I want you guys to make sure that you're using this document. Don't use the RLA. I'm sorry, the RPA, the standard. And the reason why is because when you go to fill out this document here, the MHPA is what we call it. This information down here at the bottom, you need an escrow is going to, there's no way for escrow to get this information unless it comes from you. And this, again, this says right here, joint escrow instructions. They're going to be able to be informed with these important documents down here. Is it going to be a manufactured home on lease or rented land? Is it going to be a manufactured home with real property? Or is it going to be real property manufactured home? And either way, whatever's going on, whatever the case may be, you also have to provide the additional description information. This should have been supplied for you where? Where would you find the additional description information, Rosie? Rosie's there, she's paying attention. The additional information or additional description, this information, the serial numbers, the HCD, I represent the buyer. Where would you find that information? I didn't give out a $10 gift card, and all of a sudden, I got no response. Talk to me, Megan. Where will we find that information? No. Who's awake here? Shay's awake. I know Shay's been there with us. She's been paying attention. Where would I find this information?
On the plaque?
What's that?
On the plaque?
I found a plaque, but I represent the buyer here.
Oh, on the MLS?
There we go. Very good, very good. I knew Shay was paying attention. We find all that information on the MLS if the agent had provided. If the agent had not provided it, then we are going to make a phone call, say, hey, I want to write an offer for your listing. I noticed that I don't have any serial numbers, HCD insignias provided. Could you get that for me? Now, you could drive out to the property if you want to and kind of snoop around, but that would be kind of weird. The seller's right, like, what are you doing creeping around my house? So you want to go ahead and reach out to the listing agent and say, hey, can you give me that information? And they should be able to provide that for you. They're going to be your source if it's not already provided on the MLS. All right? Everybody follow me there? That's all you need there. That's the only additions that you're going to have on a purchase agreement that's different from your standard purchase agreement, but there is going to be attached to this an advisory. All right, so we're going to scroll down to that one there. I put these in one order and then I kind of adjusted them a little bit, but there's the manufactured home advisory addendum and release. So maybe you've seen this document, maybe you haven't seen this document, you're familiar with it or not. Again, this one here is an older document. As you can see, it's most recently revised in 2007. My circles are not circles today. Boom, there we go. 2007, when that was most recently modified. So you want to go ahead and grab this document and attach it with your offer. All right. Here you'll see that it's just basically stating that they can sell a home, manufactured home, so long as it's certain disclosures are of course made. We got a hand raised by Rebecca. Yes, ma'am.
So this does not spit out. So you as agents need to select it and fill it out and add it to your purchase agreement. I see it missed a lot.
Yeah, I don't even know if I missed it on my last one. I might have. Did I miss it on my last one? I don't know. We'll have to go back and check the file. I think everything's in there now. We're wrapping up. But like she said, it doesn't spit out automatically. So you have to make a note that I need this addendum for my manufactured home. All right. So go ahead and just grab it. And then we've highlighted some important things for you to notate here. Basically, it says you can't sell a manufactured home if it doesn't have connections to gas, fuel, water, electricity, sewer connections. It's not permanently attached with underpinnings, doesn't conform to the registration requirements of the department. It's unsafe, unsanitary, or unstructurally sound. Does not protect the occupants from the elements. All right, so I've highlighted, or rather put in red, those items that you want to just share with them. Hey, you know, you can buy a home, it just has to have these things. You can sell a home, just has to have these items with it. All right, for it to be legally sold. Everybody follow me there? So again, this is not spit out on its own. The MHA, you want to make sure that you add that to your docs when you're sending those out for your clients to sign. All right, very good there. We've gone over our transfer disclosure statement. That was on my seller's side. That one's all done there. Row, very good. Very good. Looking good. Looking good now. All righty. So with that being said, that's going to finalize all my little docs there. Let me stop my share here. Boom.
I have some stuff I'd like to say.
Oh boy, here she comes. Yes, Rebecca.
If you are the listing agent and you receive an offer on your manufactured home on a regular RPA, please kick it back. Have them correct it ahead of time. Don't try to rush through. It's better to get it corrected beforehand because otherwise it can delay opening escrow, getting those signatures again because you didn't kick it back to begin with. So on the listing side, just make sure that you're getting that purchase agreement from the buyer's agent on the correct purchase agreement for your listing. And then in regards to home warranty on manufactured homes, if the property is on a 433, the home warranty is going to be a regular home warranty. If you are not on a permanent foundation, you're going to choose manufactured or mobile. I believe in home warranty, it says mobile. You're going to choose the mobile. The pricing is different. So when you guys are representing a buyer, look at the correct pricing based on whether it's on a permanent foundation or it's not. Because if you don't price that right, you could be coming up short.
Excellent points to bring up there, especially on the home warranty. Notating the difference. It's these small little details that will help you stand out as the rockstar agents that you are by paying attention to them. Again, it's always, people make mistakes. Don't feel bad when they send you the wrong purchase agreement to say, hey, you know, we're excited that you guys want to purchase this. However, this is the wrong form. So it just got to be done right from the beginning. And that's how we stay in business. All right. So make sure that you're doing that. I do see here that Melissa and Shay are asking for the notes for today. So what I had there, I will go ahead and drop that into the email that was sent out for the training today. So look for these notes that everything we've highlighted there. I'll just drop it in. So check your emails. You'll be able to see that and reference it moving forward should you have any questions. Now, as far as the AS is concerned, and help me with this, Rebecca and Felipe, if you could speak to it. I have in my notes here that it's not required if not real property, right? So if it's a manufactured home, right, it's not considered real property. If it's just sitting there in a rented space, is the AS or the FERPTA required? And so my notes here say that it is not real property, and so that's talking about specifically real property. So
the way I remember is if you're getting a title search and it's through HCD, there's no FERPTA. When you have a prelim, then there is a FERPTA. That's how I've been able to remember.
Excellent. So make sure we're just double checking my notes here. Again, it's been a little while since we taught this class, and these were in my previous notes. And I was like, man, we need to make sure we talk about that so that everyone's aware. And so as Rebecca said, if it's going through HCD, you're not gonna have a FERPTA. But if you have a prelim, okay, standard sale basically, you are gonna have to have that FERPTA, that AS form completed. All right, because again, the difference is it's not considered real property if it's registered with the HCD. It's really like you're buying an RV. I really hate to say it that way, but that's kind of how they look at it as, or a boat. That's what they're looking at as. It's that type of a transaction, as opposed to what we consider real property is that's attached to the ground where it is. All right, everybody follow me there. So make sure that you make that note as well. Apart from that,
when you guys have a HCD transaction, the title search is one page. So if you get confused because you're thinking like, where's the rest of the pages like you would get on a prelim, it's not. It's just a one-page document that you would receive from escrow.
That's right. Very good job. You are normally used to. There we go. This long prelim that comes in, and again with the HCD, it's literally just one page. It's like, here's the registration. That's what it is. Make sense? All righty. Believe it or not, guys, we were actually finishing a little bit early today. That's all we have. It's not that complicated, but now you know, and as G.I. Joe said, knowing is half the battle. When I grew up as a kid, right? Kind of ages me a little bit, but that's all good. Now you know, go back and review this. The notes are going to come to you. Any questions on anything that we've covered in today's training in regards to the manufactured home? Want to make sure we open it up for questions before we leave today. That's all I got then. We're not going to hold you guys. Again, thanks for coming out to our training. Please look for a copy. I'm going to send it now because we're going to get it done in your inbox from all the notes from today. manufactured homes, you got any questions, of course, give us a call. We're here to help you guys. And good luck out there. Wish you the very best.
Thanks for everything, David. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.